Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this lesson by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright. That being said, I started off with Luke 17 and 25. But first must he suffer, pertaining to Yahushai, many things, and be rejected of this generation. Okay, and just as the servant is not greater than his master, if they called the master Beelzebub, how much more would they call his subjects? They called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more would they call his subjects? Okay, so again, you have to understand that the world hates us. The world hates us because because the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, took us out of the world. Okay? Those that are of the world hear the world, and those that are of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, they hear Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So that being said, there's already going to be a separation between those that are walking in the light and those that are walking in darkness. Okay? So that being said, you have to be able to face that adversity. You have to be able to overcome those things when it comes to the world. Okay? You see? So like, yeah. Yeah, gotta put some background music because the walls are thin. So I don't want the neighbors to hear me yelling like this. But hey, anyways, the prophesy to the wind. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it says here again, but first he must suffer many things, just as we have to suffer many things. Those that follow after, that live godly in Hamashiach shall suffer persecution. Okay? It's a given. It's a part of the walk. Okay? As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given unto marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Okay, so they were living their lives, enjoying their time, okay, moving according to that YOLO spirit, okay. Unbeknownst to them, destruction was at their doorstep. Okay, and the day when Noah entered into the ark, they were all destroyed. Likewise, also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought and they sold, they planted, they built. Okay, because again, their mindset was in the future of that society. Okay, they didn't in their minds, they didn't perceive that the Lord had set a time for that place to be destroyed, just as the people walking around today, going about their day to day. Okay, they don't have it in their mind that the Lord is going to bring an end to this wicked kingdom. Okay, they're not paying attention to the signs of the times. They're not awaiting, and they're not expecting Yahushai to return and pierce the clouds. Okay, they're not expecting the kingdom of heaven to be established in the times that we're in. Okay, so that's why they're going to be blindsided by the destruction of this wicked empire. Okay, but the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. And just as fire and brimstone destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, the same way, a similar way, will Babylon the Great, aka America, will be destroyed by nuclear fire. Okay, and even the other places, even Israel, will be destroyed with nuclear fire. The difference is that Israel will be inhabited once again. Babylon the Great, aka America, will be a memorial. In the kingdom of heaven of what happens when you disobey the orders of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, his commandments. Okay, when you go against his will. Okay, because again, Babylon the Great is the mistress of witchcraft. Okay, as it says, it's the head when it comes to sorcery. It's the head when it comes to abominations. Okay, it's the pinnacle of disobedience. Okay, If Sodom and Gomorrah were to see the evils that were being promoted as good in Babylon the Great, they would shun, they would blush, Salakia, they would blush, okay, because Babylon is really the baby of Isa Edom, man, the hub of wickedness, okay, and as being the mistress of witchcraft is really the center point, okay, the how can I say the center point of wickedness. Everything comes from so like Babylon is the head when it comes to promoting wickedness on the earth, okay. So just as Sodom and Gomorrah were an example of those that live ungodly, an example of a reward of ungodliness, the same way Babylon will be a memorial of those that lived in disobedience and in darkness. Okay, they had pleasure in unrighteousness. Okay, even thus, verse 30, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Okay, because again, Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, he's coming back to shed blood. In one hand, he's coming to deliver those that were faithful unto him. Okay, the same way that the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, the faithful shall live in their faith. Okay, the just shall live by faith. Okay, their faith in what? In Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and the words of prophecy. Okay, since you have kept these words of prophecy, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation. Roughly paraphrasing, and keeping those words is believing in them and applying them. Also, it's not just hearing, not only being the hearer of the word, but also a doer, putting on as the elect. Okay, and again, love is the keeping of the commandments. Love is an action. Okay, it's not just words that you throw in the air. Okay, because that's what these people and the wicked of our people, they do. As it says, they in their mouth they glorify the Most High, but in their heart the Lord is far from them. Okay, so they might say good things. They might say, "Oh yeah, if loving the Lord is right, I don't want. Then I don't want to. Is wrong." So like, if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. They might say these things, okay, but they're not practicing the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They're not walking according to the will of the Lord. Okay, they're still a product of this world. Okay. They're still conformed. Their mind is still conformed to the vibration of wickedness, the vibration of Isa Edom, aka the physical counterpart of Satan. Okay, it says here, in that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Return back. Forget about what you have in the world. Yes, you have to deal with. Yes, we're in the world, as it says. I pray that you don't take them out of the world, but protect them from evil. Roughly paraphrasing, use the world, but not abuse the world. So we're not invested, okay, in this world. We're just like playing a game. We're like Clark Kent, okay. The fashion of this world, we understand that it's gonna pass away. So yes, we have to pay our bills. Yes, we have to take care of our families. Yes, we have to deal with our day-to-day life, okay. But we are not invested into it. Okay, if we have to lose it for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we don't mind losing it. Okay, because we understand that in the last days we have to have a pilgrim mindset. Okay, like I said, those that are in the housetop, if it's the day of the Lord and you don't have time to go back home, keep moving. You have to move in the spirit. Okay, again, the just shall live by faith. Okay, this is the time, and we're coming into times where you might not be able to come back home. You might not be able to link up with the brothers. You might be alone. Okay. You'll have to face the hour of temptation by yourself. You might not be able to reach your family. You'll have to move according to faith. Okay, whatever the Lord brings upon you, you have to know that the Lord is not only dealing with you, but you have to move according to faith. Okay, you pray that the Lord will take care of your family. Pray that you'll see them again, and ultimately you'll see them again in the kingdom of heaven. So, regardless of the situation, never lose hope, never lose faith. Okay, because this transcends the physical. This faith, this knowledge transcends the physical, man. It's heavenly. It's not from this realm. Okay, so we know that time doesn't work the same way in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and we know that all the souls return back to the Father. So if your family die on this side, if you lose loved ones on this side, you'll see them again in the kingdom. Okay, We have to have that understanding. That's why we cannot move according to the rest of the world. Okay? Our mind is transformed, having this knowledge, having this power. Okay? The secrets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We cannot move like the people in the world move. Okay? If you have to lose your car, if you have to lose your job, if you have to lose whatever, your loved ones, your girlfriend, your wife, okay, for this ministry, for this work, for the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, forget about it. Okay? Because you're going to get it back in the kingdom tenfold, 100-fold. Okay? So again, likewise, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. And what happened unto Lot's wife? Let me see. Let me see if it's soul, pillar, soul. See, it says here in Wisdom of Solomon 10:7. Let me see if I can bring it back. Yeah, it says here in Wisdom of Solomon 10, and I'll start at 6. And this is pertaining to wisdom. When the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man. Okay, faith, wisdom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai delivered the righteous man. Okay, so as it says, the Lord knows how to reserve the ungodly for punishment, but to deliver the righteous, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, you see, so the Lord knows how to deliver the righteous. Okay, you see. So again, if you move according to the will of the Lord, do not fear, do not fret, man. The Lord is the guide of them that keep his commandments. Okay, you see, the guide of them that fear him. Okay. So again, when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man. So look at the generations of old. Okay, whom did the Lord despise? Who called upon him? Whom did the Lord? Who was confounded that put their trust in the Lord? No one. Okay, so again, the righteous was delivered. Why? Because he trusted in the Lord. Okay, and it says here, who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities. So he managed to flee from the fire. Why? Because first of all, he was warned of the Most High. And and the Lord held back the fire until he was delivered, until he was far away, to not be hit with that fire, to not be destroyed by that fire. So the Lord warned him by that warning, he was prepared and was able to leave. And the same way that the Lord has sent his men to prepare, to warn his people, and those that hearken unto this truth may prepare themselves mentally, spiritually, and physically for the return of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and also for the downfall of this wicked kingdom. And that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, preparing ourselves for the return of Hamashiach, the anointed one. Okay, so that we may be found worthy of escaping the evils that the Lord will bring upon this place. Okay, so it says here, of whose wickedness even to this day the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plant bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. Just as, again, remember Lot's wife. This is speaking of Lot's wife. The standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. Just as Babylon will be a representation of what happens unto those that believe not unto the Lord in the days in the kingdom to come. Okay? So remember Lot's wife. What did she do? She looked back because her heart was in Sodom and Gomorrah, in the riches that she had, okay, in the life that she was living, okay, in the wickedness that she was doing in Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, it doesn't tell you that she was. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't go into details of what wickedness she was doing. Okay, but just the fact that she looked back. Okay, she that's wicked in itself, and again it tells that she was an unbelieving soul. Okay, so again the Lord delivered Lot, but she was destroyed with Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, so again she was an ungodly. The fact that that's why it says what fellowship had Hamashiach with the devil, with Belial. Okay, what fellowship has a believer with an unbeliever? The Lord is gonna make a separation, man. Okay, the Lord will put those that the sheep. He'll separate the sheep from the goats. Okay, you see, because Lot's wife was attached to Lot, but even then, the Lord, because of disobedience, because she was an unbelieving soul, she was rejected. Okay, the Lord doesn't deal with the unfaithful, man. And again, he will have mercy on whom he will have mercy. It might be that in the times that we're in, the Lord may give you a woman, that will stay with you even until the end, even until the return of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But then again, hey, that's all of the Lord, man. Okay? So you can't be tripping over the details, but rather focus on salvation, the things that are pertaining to salvation, man. Okay? So again, of whose wickedness, even to this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plant bearing fruits that never come to ripeness. And again, that's a representation of these people, man. Because again, a man shall be known by their fruits. Okay? And the fruits of the people that are in darkness is wicked fruits. So they never come to ripeness. The real fruits that are going to remain are the fruits of righteousness. Okay? What you invest towards the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. When you put your riches in heaven, that's what's going to profit you. That's what's going to return. That's an investment that will never fail. Even if in the flesh, in the moment, in the world, it looks like you're losing. It looks like you're not prospering. Okay, you see, you're not a living life, as they say in the world. Okay, you're missing out. Okay, on the things of the world. But hey, when judgment comes, when this society comes to a halt, okay, when life as we know it comes to a halt, okay, World War III comes to pass, okay, the worries, the minimalistic worries that these people had in the world, this is their mindset, everything's gonna shift, man. Okay, the love of many is gonna wax cold. Okay, oppression, famine, death, pestilence, okay. The love of, like I said, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, people looting their neighbors' houses. Okay, for the lack of bread. You see, chaos on top of chaos on top of chaos. It says that the day of the Lord shall be as darkness and not light. Okay, you see, that's the times that we are expecting, while the world is not expecting these things to happen. Okay. They're drinking, they're eating, they're celebrating, they're enjoying the summer. Okay, they're living their lives. While those that have that mindset, okay, those that are walking in the fear of the Lord, we understand that wickedness has its end. Okay, you see, we know that the place where evil has been sown must be rooted out. So having this understanding, we know that there's a time limit. The Lord has appointed a time, a moment, an hour, a day for this kingdom to be rooted out, to be eradicated. Okay, and this is the time that we're waiting for. This is the time that we're seeking for. Okay, so we're not waiting. So that's basically what we're seeking for. A kingdom where dwelleth righteousness, as I mentioned in the previous lesson that I did. Okay, you see? So again, remember Lot's wife, man. Okay, she was too immersed in the world. You have to have that balance. Okay, there's nothing wrong in you enjoying your life. There's nothing wrong with you having a good time. It tells you that in Ecclesiastes, I'll paraphrase it, pertaining to how there's nothing better than a man spends what he worked for. Okay, you go to work, you go to work, you get your pay, you can go out and enjoy your life. You go out and enjoy yourself, but just know that the Most High comes first. Did you do your lessons? Did you read enough? Did you feed the spirit more than you fed the flesh? You have to have that balance, okay? And even being over righteous is wicked, okay? You can't be over righteous, all right? Everyone according to their lot, according to their level, but you have to you still have to put Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai first, okay? That's the most important, because again, we're fighting for the kingdom to come, okay? So we want to make sure to make our calling and election sure. We don't want to get blindsided by the return of Yahushua. We want to make sure that we're ready and prepared for his return. All right. So that being said, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson, straight to the point. Until next time, Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom, shalom, shalom.